Oh my gosh. Was Harper something you tried out for? How did she find her way to you?
So I got the audition for Harper, and her code name was Kendra when we got the audition. About a year ago from around today, honestly, it was March or it was end of February. So it's really been full circle having this come out like a year after I got the audition. I originally got the audition for Olivia's character, Duella, and then I got a message back being like, it was great, but she is so perfect for Kendra. And then it was kind of just, domino effect from there.
When you did find out that it was for Harper Row, did they send you the comics or is this your own personal take on who Harper is?
So yeah, DC's been really wonderful, and CW. They sent us copies of every comic that each of our characters were in. So Anna, who plays, spoiler, Stephanie Brown, got a lot of those comics. Cullen got all of his. So we all got to do our due diligence and our research. And, then everything we kind of did on our own, like watching a bunch of clips and all the reading we can do. So everyone did their homework.
Harper is one badass. Did she always have that hair or is that something you guys collaborated on?
Yeah,
And
so the
as far as
great
the costume as well, too, the leather and everything is so perfect for her.
Yeah, the costume department was incredible, along with hair and makeup. And so we kind of had our own take and interpretation for Harper in the pilot. And as I'm sure you've seen, like through the comics, Harper has a lot of different styles. So we got to kind of take on a new one. And you see it evolve as the show goes on, which is really cool because I think it's really reflective of where Harper is emotionally. And you can see that reflected in her hair and her makeup and her wardrobe. And so when you're really looking, you can see all those little Easter eggs, which is really cool.
I mean, I used to do that for people who are watching Glee. I'd be like, I can't give you any spoilers, but look at the nail polish the person is wearing, and that will like tell you like
Yeah.
little subtle things like that clue you
Yeah.
in on what's going on in their life. So I'm glad that I got to ask you about that then. Great, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
um
It's super cool.
and the cast is just so badass. You and Tyler are supposed to be bonded, of course, familial wise. Did you guys spend much time together ahead of filming to sort of talk about the bond you both share?
Yeah, so as soon as Tyler and I found out we had both booked it, I kind of had done some sleuthing and I had seen, David Rappaport, who's incredible, who casted the show. I was being a little stalker and I'd go into his following list to see the people he had just started following to see if I could figure out who was going to be Tyler and who was going to be Duella and all these people. And I saw Tyler and I was like, we look identical. That has to be him. And so once, it was confirmed, he and I got drinks and dinner, and it was just our bond was really immediate. He's like my brother in real life. And so we're just honestly like inseparable now. So it's amazing to have him and be able to do this show with him. So
The pilot alone has so much stunt work to it. What was the training like for at least, well, first of all, I have to ask you, what was it like driving a cop car? Let's start there.
I wish I could have been able to drive that, but they have stunt people do that for us. The most I had driven the car was, I don't know, 100 feet. Maybe it's really slow when they have me brake and things like that. But we had an incredible stunt team. We had all these rehearsals and they'd make these little videos to show us what we were going to have to do, and it's got all this funny iMovie music on it, and everyone did an incredible job. So we'd have a couple days to prepare these huge stunt scenes, and then sometimes scheduling conflicts and everything, we'd have to learn things pretty quickly, but everyone was really on top of it and they were so incredible that it all ran really smoothly, aside from me being clumsy from time to time and having to kind of restart. But other than that, they created a really like wonderful foundation for us.
Well, the back of the van scene was super epic as well. You guys are breaking out of handcuffs. Then you're taking down some corrupt officers, which we get to that part.
Yeah.
But what was it like for you filming those scenes over and over again? You guys have to have stamina. You did, practice every single move so nobody gets hurt. And it's a small, confined place you are in. I think people don't realize that because it's such a close-up shot of you.
Right.
You forget you're kind of in a limited van. You're like you're in a
Yeah.
small spot.
Honestly, yeah. And when when I'm watching TV and I see scenes like that, you're like, oh, that's really cool. But then when you're in it, you're like, damn, okay, this is a lot more difficult than it looks, and it still looks difficult. But that van scene was actually one of my favorite ones to film. Everything just ran like just really smoothly, and you felt so in it because we're in this like steel van and everything's like cold, and it was just a really like immersive experience. But it's tough to do over and over. And we had, we were all in skinny jeans but have to wear all this protective gear underneath, and so my legs are like covered in pads, but I'm wearing these tight jeans, and I'm like, I hope there aren't close-ups on my legs because you see all these pads just bulging out like around my knees and my ankles and everything. But that was a fun one. Oscar Morgan, who plays Turner, has some really cool moments in that. Olivia, when she grabs the gun, and Tyler is just so badass. And so that one really came together beautifully. I loved that one.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine what it was like filming because watching it, you're like, Oliver is jumping through the front of the thing to get the officer who's slumped over out of the way. Then you guys have to hold on. I mean, the whole shot is just beautiful. And
Yeah.
then it's just epic seeing the look on his face when he is told, you guys aren't the bad guys.
Yeah.
The police of Gotham are the bad guys. So I
Yeah.
really think that scene played out so well, and I can't wait for more episodes to come. Are there any other episodes that are maybe Fallon and Tyler centric that you can tease to come?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler and I have a really cool and beautiful arc through this, whole show. And you really start to see kind of, I don't want to say power dynamic, but kind of because, Harper takes on this almost maternal and just, primal caretaker role for Tyler because she's just always been the one to protect him. And so now that he starts being like, I can make my own decisions and kind of fighting for his own power, you see Harper struggle with that to kind of let him go and let him, be the designer of his own life. And that's a really beautiful thing to watch. And you see that, especially in, I want to say, like episodes 4 and 5. You see moments of it through everything, but I think 5 is a big one for he and I.
With one episode out, you're, I'm sure, getting overwhelmed with the fan response to this extremely, incredibly interesting and dark, but so nuanced series. What kind of response have you been receiving from the fans?
The response has been really overwhelming. It's been really exciting seeing the people who really, just connect with the show and who everyone gravitates to individually. And, you're seeing a lot of characters that have never been in live action before. And you're also telling a lot of different and, like you said, nuanced stories. And so, especially just, for the masses and the audience, being able to see themselves reflected like on the screen is incredibly exciting to be able to like have a part in that. And it's been wonderful. It's been really exciting.
I was going to ask what it means to you to be a part of such an iconic franchise, but it sounds like you revere it. You already alluded to the fact how special it is for you, what it really means to you.
Yeah, it means a lot. It's just honestly a huge milestone in my career to be able to, be a part of like the DC universe and like CW family and all these things. And it's been really rewarding. And the people I've met through it, you're gaining, not just the excitement of being a part of like something incredible, but a family with all these people and different fans of the show. And that's been one of the most exciting parts.
And I know Misha's been keeping you fed, my goodness.
Oh yeah, I love him. He's so great.
Have you been busy working on anything else, or have you had your hands full with the wonderful Gotham Knights series so far?
Yeah, my hands have been pretty full. I just kind of, got settled and situated back in LA about last week. So Been keeping me busy. It's been, a year-long journey of this, from the start of the audition to filming the pilot in Toronto, and then, filming the rest of the show, and just it's been wonderful, but definitely busy. So right now this is my plate's been full, but it's been exciting.
Well, I already know the show's going to be a fast fan favorite. We're one episode deep and it's already edge of your seat watching. What do you
Yeah.
think it is about Gotham Knights that's really going to make it such a fan favorite series and so catching that catches on so quickly? I mean, I personally am super invested in this foursome turned fivesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think what makes the show really special is, I mean, it's the people involved, it's these new characters, it's the care that everyone has taken with this project, and how much it means to the writers and producers and the actors, and everyone's been really intentional about everything they've done. So it's not, this careless thing and, just popping out projects. It's really close to a lot of people's hearts, especially, just the people on the inside of it, the crew and cast, um, and just seeing these new takes of these characters that most of them you've only been able to read about. It just gives audience a new insight and just more people to connect to. And the story is incredible. And it's a lot darker, I think, also than people expected. And you see that play out through the show. And so the stakes are high, and it's exciting to watch.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the wonderful work you do on our screens?
I guess just thank you, and I hope we can do, and I feel we are, but for the masses, that I hope we can do this justice, and I hope that people are able to find that person they connect to and see themselves, you know on the screen and on camera, and feel more seen and feel inspired. And so, yeah, just thank you, and we hope you enjoy it.